everything, okay? And at that moment, I knew my life had changed forever. Hello, how you doing? Yes. Can we all just stand up really quick because you've been sitting for a minute? Can we all stand up, move our legs around? I am Tina. Otherwise...
Meet Tina, Starz Tina Wilson, a beacon of hope and transformation for women over 40. As a licensed life and health coach, Tina specializes in empowering those who have faced life's toughest challenges.
The edge of their seat. So when someone says, Tina, how did you do? I'm going to say, I had it at the edge of their seat.
Drawing from her personal triumphs over tragedy, Tina guides women on a transformative journey. Her unique approach is grounded in the 5 pillars of transformation: mindset, heart set, nutrition, fitness, and resilience. Tina's mind, body, and soul awakening program isn't just about surviving, it's about thriving. Through her online fitness boutique studio, she merges physical well-being with emotional growth. As an international motivational speaker, Tina's voice resonates across continents. She inspires and educates through her podcast, her dynamic presence on platforms like Clubhouse and Toastmasters International, and her compelling storytelling. Celebrating her latest achievement, the publication of her first book, No More Traumedy, Tina continues to leave a lasting mark in the art of transformation.
I said I need to make a book for anyone who's had some type of trauma or tragedy, because there's no playlist. People don't like to talk about it. Remember, I was with my coach and I'm like, well, this person's got a cool thing. They do motivation. They do finances. I talk about traumedies. That's not cute. He's like, Tina, you make traumedies look good.
Yeah. Starz Tina Wilson, transforming lives by overcoming one traumedy at a time.
Good morning to you and also you. I am Starz Tina, the host of the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. If you didn't know, I am here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. I want to say hello to everyone there on LinkedIn. Hi, LinkedIn family. If you're on Facebook watching, good morning, Facebook. And of course, my YouTube family, welcome. Now, if this is your first time, hold on to your seatbelts, okay? Because when you come through here, you're going to get all the motivation. And I say the motivation comes from the outside, right? It could be music, it could be exercise, it could be a video. But that motivation doesn't last too long, right? That is when we have to dig a little bit deeper into our heart, our minds, our soul for that inspiration. So when you come here, I am going to inspire you. My guests are going to inspire you. What I teach you, what I show you, it's going to inspire you, right? And lastly comes the transformation. Like the beautiful butterfly that started out as a funny looking caterpillar, right? We're going to transform your mind, your body, and your soul. And as you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I come here with some tips about health and wellness, but sometimes you kind of get tired of that, right? So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I like to spark it up and kick it up just a little bit. So I have an amazing guest today for our special guest on this Thursday. Now, I like to say that everyone has a business, right? And some people say, well, I don't have a business. Well, are you a mom? Are you a teacher? Are you, do you have a job, right? Everyone has, are you in a relationship? Love and mercy, that's a business right there, right? If you're married. So everyone has a business. And today we're going to talk to the celebrity CEO. Now, you may have a small business, you have a big business, but right now I'm talking to small business owners. And if you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who has a business, hit them up right now. Send them this link, because today I've got the master of the small businesses, the celebrity CEO. And I really want to dial back to where he began, because this is his book, by the way. If you don't have this book, Renee, if you can get this up there somehow. I love this book for 2 reasons. One, it's a super easy read. And what I mean by easy read is you can understand it. It's not something like, oh my gosh, what is this? What is that? Right? It's super easy for you to understand it. It's things that when you're first starting out, you really don't know, right? So I just want to jump right into it because we're going for that. So Renee, bring him up here. Bring him up. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Starz Tina. How are you today? Thanks for having me. Good morning, Mama Hattie. Good to see you. And Renee, thanks for all your hard work behind the scenes. Starz Tina, good to have you here. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. So Ramon Ray, first of all, I want to say thank you for the inspiration, right? I'm telling everyone here the inspiration. This show, this whole thing here was inspired by you. But I got to tell you, now your show was at 10, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So mine is at 7. You know, I teach fitness classes. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's spin. And I don't know if you can see, it's like the sweat is still going. I did get in the shower, but I mean, in business, you have to change things, right? So I'm wondering, do I change my class? Do I change? And I thought about this morning because I'm like, you don't have to worry about your makeup and your hair. Can you tell us the struggle, if you had any, with your show when you first started, or maybe now?
First of all, I would tell all the ladies out there, how you think you look or how you think you feel is definitely not what everybody else sees. So all I see is loveliness. Just want to let you know. And I really do mean that. Tina's like, oh my God, I just did this. And I'm like, nah, she looks pretty great to me. So that's my 2 cents. But the question was the beginnings. I mean, listen, I think there's always beginnings. There's beginnings today, Tina. Struggles today. As you know, I was in Pittsburgh with our mutual friend Brian Hess just days ago as we record this, and we're live today. So figuring out what my next step is. But the point is, yes, at the beginnings, I think when we're doing something, I learned this from my coach, Lamar Tyler. We hear this from our mutual friends, that we have. And I think the beginning's always going to be tough. That first step, Starz Tina, is always tough. Think about the Israelites. Those who don't believe in the Bible, calm down. But the Israelites, right? The Jordan River was like 4 million feet high before the priest took the first step, and then it opened up. But somebody had to make the first step. Before there was, the loaves and fish. There was only like what? Half a tuna fish can and half a eaten bread from Panera. And then Jesus made it open. So my point being, the first step, Tina, it's tough. The first step is tough. And I even guarantee for you, Tina, when you look back at this show 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to be like Oprah looking back at her first show. She's going to be like, was that me, girl? That's how it's going to be for you too.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I wanted to jump right into, because I have notes, Post-its, all in this book. I was like, let me get it. And it's funny because, I'm in a transition right now where I'm moving. So most of my things are in storage. And there were a few books that I have with me, because I can't have all my books. That's and right. This was one of the books. And I was like, okay, let me see what I wrote here. Let me see what I highlighted. And the one thing here you gave us in this book, it says, here are a few tips to help you start to grow your blog. And for those people that are starting, do you still think blogs are important? What are your thoughts about that?
Absolutely essential.
I don't know what it is.
Say it again.
I said, and what is a blog for those that maybe like blog?
Yeah. So first, it is absolutely essential for you to think about it. I will never be one of those persons that say everybody has to do something. But so to be clear on that, but I do think it's something you have to think about. And a blog is part of a content stream, part of content pillars that you can opt to have. But here's what a blog is and why I think it's important. A blog is that OG, that old school digital content. It's not the email newsletter that goes directly. You type in your keyboard, and then you hit send, and it goes to people. Or you use marketing automation like HubSpot and et cetera, and it goes to the masses. That's not a blog. A blog is not Facebook or social media necessarily, where you post, it goes to the masses, it goes on a discussion board, and people can comment. A blog is often identified with that WordPress powered site where people go to it, kind of like the front page of Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, whatever. So it's article-based content with a headline that Google can index, search engine optimization. So when people are typing, I'm female and I'm going through trauma, I've been abused and I'm jacked up, and Starz Tina name comes up and giving them hope, that's the power of a blog. That doesn't mean it can't happen with Twitter, doesn't mean it can't happen with Facebook, but the blog is that everlasting. When you post it, that sucker's there forever. So I'm a firm believer in a blog and headlines, even a show like this, having a title such as, how to build your personal brand, even though you've had trauma, or whatever the title may be, that kind of thing. So yes, I'm a firm believer in the power of blogging.
Wow. That was like a ding. I had a Ramon tip there, because I thought like the posting and the emails were important. If you had to say the importance of, if you had to choose one, either doing a blog or doing a newsletter every week, which would you suggest?
Yes, that would be my answer. Yes.
Which one would you suggest to do?
Yes. That is my answer. Yes. I agree, Starz Tina. Yes.
So do both of them, or which one would you say to do more?
You're asking me to pick, do I want just Mrs. Smith's apple pie or do I want strawberry ice cream? It's an unfair question. I don't like the question. The answer is yes. Why am I saying it on Starz Tina's show? I'm sorry. Oh, more. I just offended 4 million ladies. But listen, email newsletter is great, Starz Tina, because it pushes people, you get in their inbox. The blog, I think, is still important because that's where you can archive things. Once the email goes away, you swipe the email, deleted it, you can still go to, we go to Starz Tina. What's your website name, Starz Tina? What's your website?
Elite Stars Fitness.
Yeah. You can still go to Elite Stars Fitness to find out what you may have missed. So I do like both, and you can integrate them on my site and things I do. When I post on a blog, I have that integrated, and you can, different tools can do this, that every week, all the content on the blog goes out via an email newsletter. So I kind of go both ways.
Okay, so it's yes. And I love the way you answer questions. So a few months ago, because it wasn't recently, I kind of did some research on you. Just because, people that inspire me, I say, how did they get to where they are? Because people may look at you and they're like, oh my gosh, she's amazing. And it seems like it's an overnight thing, right? I mean, I met you a few years ago, and I went to your website, and I went all the way back to like 2016, and you were speaking at some event. And it's crazy because, 2016 was the worst year of my life. And I'm looking, and you were speaking, and it was great. And it was wonderful. And then I look at you now. So you have definitely put in the work. Would you say it's gotten easier to get consistent with doing things from when you first started to now, or is it harder?
I think in general, ideally, it should get easier. But when I think about mutual friends of mine, Mike Michalowicz, for example, his story, author of Profit First, his journey, Starz Tina, is that he's gone bankrupt or something like that ish once or twice in his world. So my point being, David Meltzer talks about how he failed. So my point is, at the age of 51 years old, having been in this game about 30 years, my wife reminds me, because we've been married 30 years, and she reminds me, I started my journey of entrepreneurship, making money. Part of it was a side hustle until I went full time at the beginning of our marriage. So that's where I can remember it. It's been about 30 years. So yes, I think, what gets easier, Starz Tina? The relationships and who I meet and the access to, we're all influential, Starz Tina, you and me. But let's face it, Starz Tina, Steve Harvey on my side, Lisa Nichols on your side, they got a bit more cachet reach than we have, right? We're all equal, but you get what I mean, right? But so now, the longer you do it, the relationships, as Scott Simons talks about, the cell phones I have in my cell phone, that gets more precious, if that means. So 30 years ago, it was like, oh my God, I get to be with Seth Godin, or wow, I get to be with David Meltzer, or wow, I get to be with Gary Vaynerchuk. But now, it's still important, but I've been there, done that. So it's still special.
I got it.
But for me, the relationships are easier.
Okay. So I definitely want to talk about relationships with your marriage, because that's important. But first, with relationships with the different people in your community. Because I remember when I first got on Breakfast with Champions, which is just a little app of people, and I reached out to you first, family and friends, the importance of your tribe, right? Because of Ramon, and he probably doesn't even recognize all the things he's done in my life. And people that are watching this, I said I wanted to be a host. I wanted to be a guest, we call it host now,
Moderator.
But a moderator. And he said, well, start off with music, ask if they need help with music. And I would start the music, and it was like 5 minutes of playing music. And I was so excited. I was like, oh! Renee and I were like, damn it. And then we'd say, good morning. I got excited to just say good morning in the space. Yes. And then I got to speak in that, now I'm a guest. I'm a permanent moderator there. And I don't know if I told you this as well. Your postings, I see them. So I love Lisa Nichols. Like, that's my sister in my head. And I did her program, the virtual one, the 5-day one, last year in October and November. And I didn't sign up for her program because I did Kim Walsh Phillips. I was like busy. So this year I saw it. I was like, I saw it again. And then someone sent it to me, but they got it from your page.
Yes. So
you must have posted her program, and then someone saw that and sent it to me. And then I signed up for it, and now I'm in it. I'm going to meet her next month. So I'm just like, whoa. Yes.
Love it.
So I say that to say the power of the reach, the power of connection, and the way you talk to people, it's angelic. I'm just like, does he really care? But I can tell that you do. Have you always been like that? That's the first question.
I hope so, Starz Tina. I hope so. I remember when I was at the United Nations, a full-time job, we had an internship program. And out of all the stuff that our dysfunctional office went through, guess who the students, and I say foreign students, meaning being in America. If I was in Russia, I'd be foreign. So foreign students.
You were in Russia?
No. If I was in Russia and I was American, I'd say foreign. So I say that word foreign respectfully. Since I'm in the U.S., people who are not American, guess who's the guy that all the foreign students would come to crying, sobbing, gossiping, wondering, Ramon, this guy's a moron. Why is our boss like this? Ramon. Why did he say this about me? Do I have to do it like this? I'd be like, Jean Pablo, calm down. It was me. So I'd like to think that it was me that I'd like to think that I've always liked people in some way. I think about or the African contingent that be my brother. Listen, he told me to do it this way to copy the paper, but then we don't do it in Togo. Copy the paper. The French, why is saying calm down, my brother. calm down. This is the United Nations. This is New York. When we go visit the Japanese, you got to lower that threat level. Arigato. Ay, stand back on the ladies. You can't shake their hand. So it was me. If that makes sense. I said it in a weird way, but my point is, yes, Starz Tina, I like to think I've always liked people, and that somehow that I think that I owe it to people to be respectful, owe it to people to listen, owe it to people to show up, owe it to people, I guess, to be a light with them. I don't know. You're bringing out things in me, Starz Tina, that I don't see in myself until you're bringing it up today. So I'd like to think that I've always had a warm part towards people, unless you're doing two or three things. Unless you're bullying somebody, you will see a whole nother side of Ramon come out. Unless you're bullying somebody, are you just a wicked person? Because I can get gangster fast, Starz Tina. Like, you've never seen that side of me, but I can get gangster so fast.
Lord, that is too funny. So we're going to have a little comedy moment right here, family and friends, because Ramon, if you don't know, I've always wanted to speak Spanish. So I've been on this app called Duolingo to learn Spanish. I've been on it for 45 days. And I just heard a few different accents from you when you were talking about your United Nations. So Renee, get ready to count. And I want you to put up the numbers. I want to see how many accents you can do.
I wasn't even prepped for this. Oh, my Lord.
I heard a little African, I heard a little Jamaican, and I like to do questions of the day. So the question of the day in your different accents, you can say, if you had a superpower, like Wonder Woman, Batman, whatever, don't ask why I did those, what superpower would you have? And just do the different accents.
I think the superpower I had, my lady, would be this power to read the mind. The power to read mind is good. Because if you can read mind well, it opens up for you to see things you cannot see. That's all I can do. Two.
Okay, I didn't get my Spanish.
Well, Spanish, we're going to flip the script. Since you've been on Duolingo, hola, señorita, ¿cómo está? Me llamo Ramon Ray. ¿Cómo está? ¿Y tú?
Okay, so back to the topics. Well, keep nervous.
You can say hola back to me.
Hola, papi. I know that part. Papi chulo, right?
Dios te bendiga means God bless you.
Say that again. Dios
te bendiga. Dios te bendiga.
Dios te bendiga. Okay. All right. Yes. Back to the topic. So we're talking about small businesses today.
Yes.
I cannot go without highlighting your event. If you guys didn't know, he had an event last week, Game Changer in My Life. And you're probably like, how, right here. We know all the things. We know what we need to do, but you don't know, right? And when you're surrounded with these people, I met this woman, her name is Ari, and she was on Clubhouse at one point. And again, looking at her, it's that, and I spoke with Amelia, Ramon, let me check it out. When you had your little mixer in the little place, I found who I wanted to talk to, and I kind of cornered them. Amelia Antonetti, we were there at least 20, 30 minutes, and you were like, Tina, Lamar Jam. So then I cornered Lamar over there, and then I cornered Che. It was like I was getting into their head and listening to their stories. It's like, wow, they're human, just like me. There's no huge difference, right? And I say that to say that following day, I went to Florida for the RiseCon conference, and I told you Myron Golden was there, and I actually saw Gary Card, like all these people, and it just did something to my heart and my soul and my mind where it can like push out. Did you ever have that aha moment? And if so, when was it? How was it? When you were like, it clicked for you, the mind part of it, because that was the issue for me.
Yeah, I think I'm going through that now, Starz Tina. And I think being with Lamar Tyler, my coach, the mindset of poverty is that, as he always says, I can't afford not to do this. Ironically, this happened just a few minutes ago. A friend of mine, good person who I know, she's an amazing person. She said on a public post, she said, Ramon, I wish I could afford to hire you, but I can't afford to hire you for my event yet. I responded back, and I learned this from Seth Godin. And again, everybody's different. Everybody takes risks different. Everybody don't want to maximize their debt, credit cards. I get it. And you don't want to be foolish because you don't want to hurt your family. But I said to her, maybe you need to do your event first so you can hire me. So that's the flip that I do. Many people say, I'm waiting till I get the money before I start my lemonade stand. I would say, maybe you need to start your lemonade stand so you can get the money. A lot of things I've done, Starz Tina, is what you're doing right now is just showing up, showing up, showing up, showing up. And some people don't like the word fake it till you make it if it's the slimy version, Starz Tina. So I don't mean that because there's a thing on that, but I'm all about fake it until you make it, not lying. But you know what? I want to be on National Geographic like that bear guy who goes, hey, my name is Bear Gillis. What should I do? Go this way or go that way? Let's say you can't do that yet. You can go in the park behind your house and try to catch a pigeon and ask people, should I catch a pigeon or should I catch an earthworm? Make your own show with your phone until National Geographic calls you. That's been my game. It works.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You know the bear guy, right? You know what I'm talking about? That bear guy?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Success stories. Is there a client or someone you've worked with and it's like, wow, I'm so proud of that person over the years that you would like to share with us how they, what their blooming story is?
I don't remember her name, but she just DM'd me on Instagram. And I do a few different things, and that's one thing I can do better, Starz Tina. But regarding the celebrity CEO, she just DM'd me on Instagram no more than 7 to 10 days ago. She said something like she got her blog post or she got on CNBC because of the principles in Celebrity CEO. Full disclosure, you can Google it, you can find it. It's not just Celebrity CEO, it's how I share it. But I think it goes back to mindset, Starz Tina. Whatever she read, whatever I've been pouring into her, she breathed deep and used that, probably did a bit of self-promotion. She did a bit of video, built her personal brand, probably had a good blog, started doing some videos, maybe she did an event. And for some reason, CNBC picked her. And I was first I was grateful she told me that. But she said, thank you, Ramon, that I picked this up from you and I got on CNBC. I'm like, my girl, go for it. So part of it, Starz Tina, is just the mindset, the boldness to take action. And part of it is you got to have a bit of swag and know how to talk. You know what I'm saying, Starz Tina? You got those people, they go up to the ticket counter. People don't even look at them, but Starz Tina does. And the girl's laughing, chilling. Here, girlfriend, here's your ticket. And your friend's like, Starz Tina, how'd you get that? I just got it like that. So it's a little bit of that, Starz Tina.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's get into relationships. You said you've been doing your business as long as you've been married.
That's right.
And there's, people. Lamar, I was looking up a bunch of his videos, how he does business with his wife. What would you say got you through? Because I hear, marriage is a little challenging and tough.
Very. Very.
What are some tips you can tell business owners? Because I was looking at something with a woman, I posted it, and she was saying as a business owner, it's hard for her to get into a relationship because you have to give that time, right? Yes, she's an angel because you're like, bing, 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 all over the place. What's your secret to marriage?
I will tell you, Starz Tina, before I tell you that secret, can you remind people, Starz Tina, because we're at the 22-minute hour, who you are, what you do, and where they should go to find you? Can you remind people that, Starz Tina? Please, just for my sake.
Yes. Do you see how amazing this man is? This is Ramon Ray. We're interviewing him today on the 7 a.m. Cup of Motivation. If you're coming through here, you can find me at I Am Starz with a Z, Starz Tina. It's not scrolling, but it'll be somewhere there. I am StarzTina.com. And when you come to this space, you can get nutrition, fitness, health, and wellness. And it's all about overcoming those traumas. Today, we have Ramon Ray talking about business. Because for me and for you, we all have a business. He's talking about relationships right now and how he has successful relationships in his business and in his life. Let's go.
Thank you, Starz Tina. I think a few things about relationships. And again, everybody's relationship is different. To our friends who've been divorced, to our friends who've been broken up, to those who are widowed, I empathize with you. Everybody has their journey that we have in life. So I want to say that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking on some high and mighty horse. But since you asked me about my relationship, I will. 30 years of marriage. My wife's name is Ronnie. And I think a few things that have worked for us. One, I want to be married to her. That's one. I must say, and she wants to be married to me. Guys, we're kind of down a bit different than y'all ladies, Starz Tina. So I have guy friends of mine. I talk to them in private, like when their lady leaves. I'm like, dude, you really don't want to be married, do you? Nah. Or, I got this little, I got this little honey on the side. I'm like, well, okay. See, that's the problem right there. I'm talking with you and your wife in public together, and I know what's going on in the side. That just don't work. We got to fix that first. Do you even want this lady? Do you want to be married? So that's one. I want to be married to my wife, and I don't want anybody else. I'm a dude. I'm a regular guy, healthy male. But you get what I mean is I by God's grace, focus on her. So that's one. Number two, she's taught me, Starz Tina. She's taught me this just recently that when I've done some stupid stuff, she'll turn around in the kitchen or something. Ramon, you know what? I choose to forgive you. She'll say another word, call me, word I won't say on this stream, but you know what I'm saying? She'll call me, She'll say, boy, I choose to forgive you. And I use that same thing, right? Because if you don't, Starz Tina, it's not like she's my friend, not like she's you, not like she's even a business partner that you can break up, whatever. There's no way. So not even my child. My child can move out. As Bill Cosby said, I can make another kid. That I can do that like now. So I think that's number two. I choose to forgive because we're all going to do stupid stuff to each other. I think number three, empathy. Empathy. Know that her strength is she likes those little smelly, stupid things that come from Bath and Beyond, the things you plug in the wall and make you choke. I think they're called anthrax smellers, whatever. You plug them things in and they choke you to death. All that stuff that most of y'all ladies like, I can't stand that crap, Starz Tina. I go around the house with hammers to break that stuff up. And she's like, Ramon, where's my smelly thing? And so I'm half kind of joking here, but the point is, she likes the smelly thing. I don't like the smelly thing. We have to find a happy medium. So that goes back to the empathy. And it could be more serious too, right? So the serious things could be, meaning whether who snores or doesn't, toilet seat up or down, or all these things. And then fourth, I think I'll go here about entrepreneurship. Over the years, I have 2 adult children, and everything is in seasons. Starz Tina's journey, she may have a child who has special needs. Her path and her journey of her business will be different than mine. Maybe my business, I have 6 small kids. My journey is going to be different than Starz Tina. So the point I'm making is that do love your kids. But as Lisa Price says, I think Starz Tina, some days she says she was a good mom and a bad business owner. Some days she was a great business owner and a bad quote unquote mom. So my point being is that spend time with your kids, especially us entrepreneurs, Starz Tina. Educate them on what you do. That's something that's very helpful. The reason why my mommy, in case Starz Tina say, mommy's going away and won't be here for 4 days. That's a long time, but for small kids, but you get my opinion, 4 days, 3 days. The reason why I have to serve this client, this enables us to have food and Disneyland, something like that. But the education, they understand it then. And don't try not to do it too much, be awake, especially when they're smaller. But my kids were educated. Oh, dad's flying away. This is his job. He gets paid, and they've gone with me. I got some bougie kids, and they were smaller. Dad, where's the Ritz-Carlton? Why are we staying in the Holiday Inn? They didn't pay you enough? Yeah, they didn't pay me enough. So we in the Holiday Inn. So back to you, Starz Tina.
I love it. I love it. So before we get you out of here, I like how you rattle off business solutions. Someone's in their business, and it's not really going quite where they want it to go. If you could give us 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever number. I like the number 7, things that they can do to grow their business. They've been in business for about a year, maybe 2. Can you rattle off some for us?
Sure. Follow up. 2, learn the art of sales, communication, listening, breathing, shutting up, and listening. The art of sales, all kind of things in that one. Number 3, make sure you're talking to the right customer. Oh, nobody wants to buy my Range Rover. Well, you probably talking to the wrong person. Nobody wants to buy my Traumedy solution. You talking to people that think they don't have trauma. Whatever, take your pick. So talk to the right customer. Build a team. Doesn't have to be a team of 5,000 people. But as you grow a little bit, having some team, you can focus on X while the team focuses on Y. Starz Tina, back to you.
Love it, love it, love it. And you just rattled it off so quickly. All righty. Is there anything that you're doing? I know you don't like to talk about yourself. I know you don't. Tell us your thoughts. What's up next, like best about your event? Were you satisfied? Because I thought it was great, right?
Sure.
I loved everything. I loved the touch. Can you please just tell us a little bit more how people can find you and stuff like that?
Yeah. Thank you. I think the event went very well. I'm very happy with it. And the journey I'm on right now, Starz Tina, is really, even as I'm 51, a middle-aged or older male, to figure out who Ramon's going to be for the next 10 years. Is Ramon going to be the motivational keynote speaker, and/or Ramon be the personal brand building builder, and/or Ramon be the one who creates blogs and monetizes them? I'm in that journey figuring it out, Starz Tina. But my name is Ramon Ray, RamonRay, RamonRay.com. You can also check me out at zoneofgenius.com. Starz Tina is absolutely amazing. If you're hearing the sound of my voice and you're looking for the foremost coach for women who are older, who want to live healthier lives, but not just about the body. What I like that Starz Tina does, she starts in the mind, and I see her as that girlfriend next door. They don't sound so right, but girlfriend next door in a good way, that she just says, I'm real. I've got issues. I've got through problems. I know what it's like to cry, and I'm here to hold your hand and take you on the way. If you're that lady and you're looking for somebody to help you with that, or you're a dude and you got a lady in your life and you need some of Starz Tina, dial up Starz Tina or her people and work with Starz Tina. My name is Ramon Ray. Starz Tina, thanks for having me today.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And as we come to a close today, I just want you to remember, guys, your vibe is your tribe. I say it all the time. You might be nervous or scared to reach out to someone you think, oh, they're too much. DM them, send them a message, and that's how it started with Renee, helping out. I said it called you Renee. That's how it happened with Ramon, just helping, just supporting. And you saw, I did a live the other day, and I wasn't nervous. I kept calling Scott Seth Godin, and I watched. I'm like, why are you saying Seth? Why are you calling him that? So don't be afraid to do something. Jump out the window. Thank you so much for coming through. We got so many nuggets today. Remember, family and friends, I'm here Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., bringing you the motivation, inspiration, and transformation. I just want you to remember one thing before we get out of here. You are amazing. Peace and a bottle of hair grease. Bye. Thank you, Ramon.